Okay folks, today I want to show you how to use the baited squid jigs. I have right here is a two baited squid jigs from the brand Keystone. Other brand also make the similar design as well. So Yamashita and Haramitsu Shimizuku also made the similar design as well. One common property of the baited squid jig is they have a flat back design here, so you can strap any flash or bait or whatever you think that could attract the squid, put them in here. So let's first thing is the most important part of the baited squid jigs game is to prepare the bait. So for Australia and Victoria area squidding game, right here the most effective flash for the game is silver whiting. So you can see right here I have the fillet silver whiting. You don't have to scale it, I just fillet the silver whiting, and then I wrap them with the this product here. It's a Japanese product called peach paper. So long story short, it's just like a moisture absorber sheet. You leave it overnight for 2 days or 3 days, it will draw out all of the moisture from the flash, because you don't want too much water in the flash, because they become mushy and it's no good. So I leave it for 2 days, 3 days, and it should be dry enough in the fridge. If you don't have this paper, what you can do, you just get salt, you scrub against them, right? You scrub against the flesh and put in the fridge as well. It will also draw out the flesh. So I have those in here, and let's take out the flesh. So you can see right here, the sheet has done an amazing job to draw out all the moisture. See all the moisture drop out the fish and get trapped in the paper. And the flesh is really dry, touch dry, and very firm. That's what we wanted. So just take all of them out. Just take two out for demonstration, 2 or 3 out for demonstration, okay? And put this one aside. Now we have the flesh here, perfect for wrapping. So Keystone brand, they normally come with this wire trays here, right? Keep it, they really useful, but the problem with the wire trays is either too short or it's not it's cut through the flesh, which we don't want to, right? So what we have here, we have the bait mate. It's basically like a nylon line they use for wrapping, peel shirt and stuff like that for surf fishing. You can find similar product in the tackle store. So I'm using this today. So first thing first, just take out the wire trays that come with the squid jigs. Other product might have different mechanism, right? So you have to refer to their tutorial or the instruction to how to do so. Some of them make it so easy. You can have some clip and stuff like that. But the Keystone brand is more like, traditionalist. So they don't come with like fancy things. It's just basics, wire and the jigs. So first thing first, we have to cut the bait into the right shape, okay? So choose the one that get the same length first. So kind of like here, for example, right? Kind of like here. So and then you have to trim them, obviously, to shape. Let me see if this one better. I don't know, I prefer this. Okay, so line them up. The tail doesn't have to cover the full head here. I leave a little bit here, it's fine, because the reason is this part here from here toward the toe point, it's a bit hard to wrap, so I just leave them out. That's fine, it's not a problem. The thing is, you don't want them to attack the head of the squid jigs, okay? I even paint the eyes black. You want them to attack this tail area here, because that's all the barbs are. I'm going to trim the fish. have it here. I'll probably trim this part a bit here as well, so they look a bit nicer. Here you go. Just like this. Now, going to wrap it with the bait mate. So, how you go about, just use your finger, hold the line, and then wrap it many around, hold the line, wrap it slowly. Don't have to put too much pressure, just enough pressure. There you go. And keep doing a few more rounds just to get the bait. You see, the beauty about the bait mate is they don't cut through your flesh, the flesh of the fish. So, you know, they stay nicely on top. Many people can do a much better job than me. So this is for demonstration, by the way. Okay, let's just wrap it nicely. And here, this is me. I just go all the way to the tail, right, near the tail. Then I go half hitch twice. You don't have to do it, but it's just me. I normally do it. Half hitch. Okay. And snap the line. So, this is like this. Basically, this is okay, right? Nothing wrong with this. But, because the bait mate, if the squid start attacking the flesh, they might, you know, get damaged, and eventually the whole flesh will come off. So this is what the original wire trays come in handy. So we're going to wrap this one on top of this because it provides a bit more protection for the bait. So what you do, just one line here, hold this at the tail, wrap around the tail part, maybe like, you know, few 3 or 4 rounds, and start slowly, put a bit pressure, wrap it, see, provide much more protection, hold the flash a bit longer. How long? Yep, it's long enough. So then when you run the line to over the head area, under this like little toe point here, more like a toe point. So run in here, tuck it in, over, tuck it in. This here, again, out, then in. Keep the line in, doing all like that. Keep doing that. Tuck it in. Just make it nice a bit. Yeah. And here we go. You have a beautifully wrapped baited squid jigs. Okay, so before we move on to the rigging up part, another tips that I also do as well is I rub extra salt on the flesh. The reason is, if you don't, you leave them outside, they tend to rot. If you do, the salt will keep the flesh dry and not rotten, which is important. It doesn't matter. Some people, like, they don't care about this process. After every session, they just, you know, throw the flesh away. I'm lazy, so I'll just keep doing this. Let the flesh dry and stay like that, right? And when the flesh becomes too dry, then I'll throw it away. Just tap them in. Be generous. And there you go. You don't have to put it in the fridge. You can leave it out like this, no problem. So how do we rig up those baited squid jigs? There are different ways, and I'll go through each of them. So there are 2 styles of squidding, one for the land-based and one for the boating. Each would have their own unique pros and cons. So we'll try to go through every aspect of such style, and I will explain carefully what techniques suitable more. So the first way that we set it up is just a simple way. So right here is the first setup. We just basically connect the switch jig direct to your leader line, fluorocarbon leader line, or to your main line. Is the most common and most popular style. So with this style, make sure the baited switch jig is designed to be able to so you can work it. For land base, it's very important. You want to work the switch jigs. For this particular design here, different brand might be not workable, so you have to be aware of. This one is workable. You can actually make the switch jig, dance sideways, up and down. So you cast it out for land base, cast it out and work it. Same for boating as well, cast it out and work it. And if you, because this is a very heavy here, you can actually doing the vertically drop it and just slowly, lift up the rod tip. So get the switch jig, go up and down like that. That's another way as well. For boating, it's very likely that you can use it to, in the drifting setup. So you got to drift the switch jig. So make sure you are aware of the current. Choose the suitable weight so the switch jig don't get pushed to the wrong water column. I would say the same goes for the land base as well. But for land base, few things that I am kind of like want to be clear. If you use this one for land base in your slipper rod, right? You should set it up so that it would not get tangled or get snagged into the pillar or some pylon that you're fishing from. You can set this one up down normally I don't set up deep. I set up like at near the surface, like 1 meter from the surface. The reason is it's a slipper rod. You gotta chase the followers, okay? And if your first catch, you only pull the squid closer to the surface, so the follower will likely go all the way from the bottom column to the mid column and to the top column or in between. So you don't have to set this one deep. Just 1 meter from the column should do the job. So okay, here you go. The first style, very versatile. And this is second style, same. This is extension to the first style. Basically, you set up the float here just to give you a bit more assurance for land base or for boat. If you don't want to get snagged, you want to control exactly the right depth that the switch jig should be in. So you want constantly at 3 meter while you're drifting on a boat, or you want to, scouting for certain area that you don't want to touch the bottom. This is the way. Just put a float in here. Choose the right float. I would say go from 25 gram to 30 gram. You have to work out is in accordance to the weight of your switch jigs. Okay, if your switch jig is too light, you have to reduce the the weight of the float here. The style of the float, there are many variations out there. I prefer this style here. It simply is very friendly for casting. The setup extremely simple. This is what I do. This is a knot stopper, and I just only put one, not two, because I want to the float to slide up and down. Is help with the casting. This one you can try slide up to set up depth, and for boat no problem. For boat you can use short rod, 7-foot rod, no problem, because it's easier to work the float in a boat. But for land base it can be troublesome. So for land base I would recommend you go long rod, at least 8'6", 8'9", even longer. If you have like the setup for like heavy setup of like foot rig float rods, 10 foot, go for it, doesn't matter. The point is like you keep the float and the switch jig here far away from the pylon, from the rock, from the snaggy place that you're fishing from. Okay, you don't want any trouble with your slipper rod. The slipper rod to stay there, stay consistent. It doesn't matter if the current push it sideways or whatever. It should never get snagged into your into the pylon or the rocks. Okay, so here you go. For boat, make sure you be aware of the current. Okay, again I repeat it, make sure you be aware of current, because you got float right here. Sometimes the current make this the switch jig doesn't get synced properly, and it get pushed up as well, and so the float wouldn't stand up correctly. But but so make sure you adjust the weight accordingly, add more weight into here if you need it, or just replace the float. I love this style too. I think this style is actually quite useful because one of the advantage here, the float provide a bit resistance when the squid grab the squid jig and plunge. This actually helps setting the crown, setting the barb right to the crown of the squid. So here you go. That's the second style. And the third style, probably last style, is very common too. So you have a squid jig here, linked to the leader, and then we have branch off the leader. Then we go down to, sorry, it's a bit blurry, and we go down to here, and we connect it to a sinker. Okay, so this style is super popular, especially for land-based. With the walk style people, they just connect this design here, a small squid jig, to the long pole, and go up and down, vertically lift up the rod, up and down, and basically it. You can, the same goes with the boat as well. When you go deep water, talk about like, sometimes the current 4 or 5 meter with a strong current, and the squid is very finicky. They only touch a small size squid jig. This is gotta be a killer. So use the weight for your advantage. Get the squid jig go to the right depth, and you do very well. For boat as well, this is also not a good option if you want to keep the squid away from the ground, right? Away from the ground. You can set up like the branch here. Say I set up a branch here for 50 centimeter, 1 meter. That also help the squid jig stay in that same area at all time. So yeah, this is basically just a reverse of the reverse principle of the float rigs. Okay, instead of setting from top down, you go from bottom up. Okay, very easy to set up and super effective. Now the same thing as well, same setup with the sinker, and then the other branch off to the squid jigs. I do it differently this time here. I got like a 3-way swivel. Then you got like a split ring, a small split ring, and connect to my squid jig. This style, in my opinion, is less likely get tangled. The barb less likely tangled to the main line or to the leader. I find this is if you get in that situation and you get a bit annoyed, try this way. It also works the same. And this is another thing that I kind of like about as well, because 3-way provide like a free movement. So the squid jig doesn't matter what current is pushed sideways or up and down, the squid jig will react reactively. With the other setup, you might have a bit awkward movement if the the current setup pushed pushed wrongly. You might have the squid jig doesn't swim naturally. So yeah, this definitely works. You can try this one both for boat and for land-based, but I prefer this one particularly for boat, but simply because that this right here, the current provide a bit of like movement, and the squid jig would just dance nicely along with it. So here we have 3 ways of setting up, rigging them up. Which way you choose, you have to work it out to see if any particular way that is the most effective for your condition and for your area. Back out. It works.